Yeah, so welcome to Occultists Anonymous. Hi, Layla. The episode without Songbird. Chris is off doing day job stuff, just as I was late to get here doing day job stuff. Curse the day job. I actually think everybody here can probably say, yeah, not fans of the day job.
Not great, no.
Or in Ash's case, the night job, right? So we will be without Songbird, but that doesn't mean we won't get into trouble because, let's be honest, it's Wyrd and Atratus.
Yeah.
Like, these are the ones who go and cause trouble. I think on the second episode or something like that, Gabe was talking about how Atratus, if she had her head in a book, would walk into traffic. So I don't think she's that careless, but, when we last left hang on. You can tell I'm all sorts of fuzzy, and I can't even blame it on coffee this time. We are brought to you, sponsored by Roll20, The Onyx Path, and viewers like you, yes, I am stopping what I was saying to talk about this because you guys are important to us, and we appreciate you guys. I was actually going over the books, the terrible adulting for this show, and Patreon has now officially paid for the commissioned art that we've got. So literally this next couple months and stuff like that, that's money that's literally going to further improvements of the show and stuff like that. So that is stuff thanks to you guys, thanks to you who specifically are Patreon supporters who support us monetarily. Also shout out to anybody who buys books through DriveThruRPG and uses our little affiliate link, because that basically puts money into our pocket for buying more books. So I can do, like, I bought Shunned by the Moon, which is the werewolf night horrors book, and then Nameless and Accursed is soon. So that'll be more mage bad guys, Pentacle, Seer, Scalesti, Banishers, all the
short
best
stories too. With that, right?
Oh yeah, we did we picked up the Fallen World anthology, which really helped them and myself kind of get into what is the world of Mage, and that is thanks to our patrons and our DriveThruRPG guys in that particular case. So yes, thank you specifically by name to Alexander, Brandon, Claire, Danny, Giovanni, James, Josh, Cat Feathers, Michael, Nova, Perry, Puppeteer, Ryan, Schmitty, Cinna, and Thomas. Thank you guys for your support. And also, there are a couple of you who are now following the Patreon. We do see you as well. Thank you. It is a good place, even if you guys don't want to put any money into it. It's a good place to follow because when we post extra stuff, that's where it ends up getting linked. So like we had the Q&A a few weeks back. Songbird did his own Q&A, and he put that in on Patreon. So that's where that cool stuff ends up. So hello, and let's get going. So yeah, like I was saying, last time the Cabal got together, codified the rules of the Rookery Cabal, decided what specific rights and beliefs they had, kind of set up a tagline, a motto, a mission statement, I think is probably the better term, and then met up with their good friend Judd and the Thrazon's Codex of Cerebromancy, and went, what happens when we put two of them together? It turns out not much. But with a little research, I believe it was Weird Space Magic who went, hang on, 1, 2, 3 other connections out. There's 5 of these things. And Songbird and plus, in character, I'm sure everybody kind of put together, oh, there might be one of these for each of the different paths. So, okay, we got to figure out where that other one is. And somebody suggested that maybe the Seers already have it. So, I don't know. I mean, I know, but we as a group, I don't know. So with that, we pick up. Songbird is busy. He's been a couple days away with Peru and just coming off of a win and getting back into the UFC MMA stuff. So he is spending time with Jimmy and the rest of the MMA guys doing the day job stuff. So he's not around, though if necessary, I can play as Songbird. God help us. But I will make dumb, punchy decisions on his behalf. So yeah, I can't remember exactly what day we're on. I believe it's a Wednesday, but
it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, do we have any plans? I ask rhetorically because I know they have plans.
Well, at this point, I should have Wyrd's flower done. Yes.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Which does remind me, your domain, where did you set that up? At the warehouse workshop place? Or back
I wanted to keep my domain at my room.
Okay, cool. And you're just using just your Soulstone, because I imagine you don't want to include the domain of the Atlantean Soulstone? Because you can combine multiple Soulstones to make a larger domain, should you wish.
What will making it into a domain do for me? Other than just make the range bigger?
It would, in the case of joining using the both of them, so long as they're in the area, it's just a larger area, which gives you more room. So if you were to like set up like a serious sanctum of like, I'm going to defend this, that lets you do stuff like, I'm going to summon up a bunch of stuff freely and easily because I have no reach here, and things like that. In the particular circumstance where you are now, I don't think there's any real benefit to it. The only reason you may use it is because you use that Soulstone as, once it's set up in a domain, you can use that as the way to get into that soul. So if you were to go visit again, you would have to set it up as a domain and create that artificial verge in order to visit the soul again.
So I could get into it before because it was set up in the room?
Was set up as a domain, right.
Okay, and then I'll do that because I want to be able to get in a chat.
Okay. Yeah, and that's, because it doesn't cost willpower or mana or anything. That is one of those things you can be like, okay, let's take an hour or two to set up and, create that. Cool.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call her up and invite her over. So, I've got a present for you, and also something you might be interested in.
At Songbird's place?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So I'll head over.
Cool. You arrive. I think they haven't taken away your key or anything. So, yeah, you bebop over. I mean, what time? Probably, afternoonish. Because, let's be honest, Atratus is awake, so it's after 10.
Yeah, it's like around noon.
Sure. I will mention that you have seen Gabe, by the way. Gabe was off with the Geists for, while you were off in Peru. But yeah, he's come back. You guys have probably shared and swapped some stories and tried to figure out, what was going on. So when Wyrd arrives, Gabe is kind of like bebopping around in some of Songbird's clothes that he sacrificed to the cause of making Gabe not walk around in his boxers. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So I show up looking a little rough because I scoured last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, hey, what's up?
I have a present for you. It's not
Lunargent Rose.
The Atlantean Lunargent, but it is Lunargent.
Looks super shiny, and if I remember correctly, like mirror fine, I think. Let's see here. I forgot to open Signs and Sorcery. And we'll fix that real quick. Fine Lunargent. Nope. Go backwards. The other way. Yes, there we go. Whoops. But yeah, so just for your records, and now that you have it, bluish color, that's right, and a mirrored surface can be spun into threads, sturdier than silver, can be forged into weapons that don't lose their edge easily, and then as it's associated with Arcadius and Lunargent, that's why Wyrd likes it, and then it's a +2 tool yantra, for spells associated with seeing other places, other times, and across the gauntlet. Additionally, it reflects things in twilight, which, should you want, you can kind of hold it up and find a I mean, it's a rose, so there's not exactly nice flat surface. Actually, you could use your actual mirror yantra that you've got, and use that and kind of look over your shoulder and see Gabe or Maeve, the spirit friend.
All right, because they all live in Twilight.
They all live in Twilight. They're just in different frequencies, as Matthew Dawkins says.
So yeah, you can see her without her having to manifest for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just gotta look at her through a mirror.
Yep.
Yeah.
You always have to. There's something very fey about that, of like always having to look over your shoulder.
Look over your shoulder with a mirror to see the fairy.
That's super fey. I like that. But yes, so yeah, you now have a pretty, which is also very handy because, I mean, it's not the best, replacement to your actual mirror, but at least you have it.
Okay. So let's come on back to my room, and I assume you can you feel the Atlantean setup, or that this domain is different somehow?
I would definitely say that you can definitely feel that the domain is larger. Where before it had been this nice little quiet place that Wyrd could walk around because it was just in Atratus's room, and now it's kind of like I imagine,
in the hall, and
right? Yeah, it's kind of
the
image I was thinking of is the dishwasher. The soap has overrun and it's just spreading out on the floor, and Wyrd may have walked in and gone, "Hang on, the house is particularly deathy today."
And so would it carry, like, I know my domain's a little spooky, fadey, timey. What does this feel like with the Atlantean Soulstone in it?
I mean, because it is still a verge. So it has a Stygian thing. So matter that is solid feels more solid. You turn the water on and the liquid feels just even more liquid. So it could have that kind of sense. And then sometimes it has a more like transitory, things can change and shift, because that's what Stygia is. It's the place of transition. And, so life to death is the obvious one, but, matter
and I can probably feel myself dying as time moves on, sort of thing, gradually.
That's Morrow's Mage site, where they see, see
the little things following you around ready to reap you.
Well, there's that, but they also see objects in like all the states of, when it was brand new, and then when it's decayed, post-apocalyptic, the windows are blown out, kind of thing. They see that, that whole, almost timeline, but it's just all of those states of existence.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Pretty spooky. Pretty spooky, but I'm into it.
Yeah, that's true. It's not your inferior arcana.
No.
Songbbird's gonna have a fun time when he gets home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You seemed like you had some questions. You're very excited about the prospect of an Atlantean Soulstone. Would you like to go ask her?
I wouldn't even know where to begin, but yes.
She's here, or she's there.
Okay.
She is.
She is. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you both going to go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and, I'm not even going to make you roll unless you guys want to. It's just resolve plus composure. Take an hour to meditate as you guys kind of sit, unless you guys want to race each other to see who gets there first.
No, I'm okay. Just, yeah.
Taking some time meditating. Which I love the idea of you two kind of sitting down meditating, and then Gabe and Maeve are sitting here watching over you. They probably know each other exists because you have talked to each other, but they're like, "You're over there. Can't talk with you."
They can't see each other either.
Right, because they're in different frequencies. That, or they're both leaning over. Like, did you set up the Lunargent mirror somewhere so they can look at each other and kind of wave?
Sure, I could leave the flower.
That would have been polite.
Yeah. So after an hour of meditation, Wyrd stands up and walks through these thorns and shreds her human form as human form, her mortal form. I don't know.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Atratus just kind of steps out of her body and walks through these gates. And you find yourselves in like I said previously, but if you're new here, this is big, empty, black void. But where, like, that could be very oppressive, and like, oh, there's just nothing. It has this, like, it's more of a feeling of a great emptiness as opposed to a nothing. Like, there's potential there, there's space there, or at least there used to be things there. And now it is reduced to this large, yes, a large gazebo, kind of structure set up, and you see the woman of the Soulstone, we'll use that for her name for now, who's got the stone fossilized bone kind of headdress, and the pale countenance and face, and the long black robes, and as you guys kind of appear through these archways, very Star Trek-esque, as they just are suddenly there, Wyrd stepping out of brush of like that wasn't there a second ago, and as soon as she's free of it, is gone. And she looks to Atratus and gives a nod and says, "Welcome back, initiate," and then looks to Wyrd and says, "You've brought in a friend, an acquaintance?"
And I curtsy and bow low.
This is my cabal mate. She's very interested in where you're from, when you're from. Okay. And it's been a while since I've dealt with people, so I'm not sure about my manners, but would you like to sit and relax? Yes, please.
Sure.
Okay. So she kind of, steps back and then kind of, leads up to the gazebo. Try to find that, comfy leather chair that you had been there before. And, she motions to an empty space and says, "Wyrd, please sit." I'm imagining that Atratus actually mentioned your name. Yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, she knows my name.
Bail out. Yeah, no.
She's definitely, Wyrd's definitely starstruck.
Sure.
Like, mouth hanging open a little bit, like, just this, can't believe this is here.
Hand on your shoulder, keep it cool.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. Think of a chair.
Sure.
Cool. It exists now.
Right.
Yeah. So it's this kind of viney sort of lounge chair.
Oh, what's the term? Wicker.
Yeah.
Wicker woven chair, but it's still alive. Yeah. And she herself, sits in this just very simple, like, wooden, like bench almost. Sits and says, "Well, for me, it's been moments since you left. But I'm, compared to the long emptiness that came before that, company is nice. You have questions about the Ebon Phoenix?"
I've been learning. And what is a mind spell I can do to... There are only mind spells I can show off.
No, not a one dot.
Yeah. How do I... Somebody let her know that I've got this now.
You and your soul, if you've got like a praxis or a rote or something, you can just...
Well, and it's in not her soul, but you can still cast a spell, and because, you think of active mage sight, you can see somebody casting a spell and recognize the arcana.
Can I cast, or attempt to cast Know Nature?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. This is a neat spell.
This is one that Mammon used often.
Do I get infinite reach?
No.
Because this isn't mine, it's hers.
Well, actually, no, you do have infinite reach here, because you're casting along, it's out in the Temenos that you get other bonuses and stuff.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, I was scrolled up. I was like, I heard the sound effects.
5 successes.
Cool. And base potency, so you only have 1 potency. And did you actually decide to spend any of those reach?
I wanted to take both of the other options.
Okay.
The specific attribute rating and aspirations and obsessions.
Oh, actually, yeah, potency doesn't matter at all. Okay. Yeah, the virtue. I wasn't ready for this.
Give me your stats.
Yeah. The mental and social dots. I'm just going to skip past unless that's actually necessary. But yeah, her virtue is definitely. I'm trying to think of the right term. Well, because it's all kind of you're getting a sense of it of teaching or mentorship or guidance. Her vice, however, is what do you want to say? We'll do anything to survive. And yeah, it's very, very self-centered. I think it might actually be an appropriate term.
I mean, at this point, she doesn't have a body.
Right.
This is all she's left. She's clinging.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep. As for the aspirations and obsessions, there is just one, and it is an obsession in continuing the Ebon Phoenix legacy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, does she know I did that?
Yes, yeah, because similar to you guys, she has active mage sight on effectively. Based on your yantra bonus, I'm sure you use high speech, and so she nods and smiles, and like there's even a like matronly maternal like pat on the shoulder and a nod and says good yes, continue your learning in this arcana, and we can initiate you so that the Ebon Phoenix can rise again, which now that I'm thinking of it, this seems rather appropriate. Kind of looks over at Wyrd and says, "You've been quiet, but she said you had questions."
Is there a name that we can call you?
I once had many names, but it has been, taken from me, lost. I am no longer who I was. I am but a fragment. I am this.
I understand. It feels so impersonal to not have a name to address you by.
The lady, you could call me the Ebon Phoenix. For currently, that is about all I am. Or Phoenix, if it is, more preferred. Ebon sounds like a masculine name, and that doesn't quite fit me.
Phoenix, how are you?
I am well.
You're okay?
I am.
You've been alone for a long time, I understand.
Yes and no. I am in my own soul, or a fragment of it, and to be fair, I'm not sure that I am the Phoenix. I may very well be her daemon, or what's left of her. I have very little memory of actual life, but I remember the existence of this legacy, this existence that I am now, and I am content with it. More content now that someone is here to continue our legacy, and so that I will know, should something happen to me, that what we had will continue.
How much do you know about the current state of the world and magic?
I know and see what you see around me.
So in your time, there were no watchtowers.
I am not familiar with a watchtower.
Let me try and rephrase. Were you... and I look at Atratus kind of like, I don't know how to phrase this. Currently, magic follows different paths.
Indeed.
And there were paths when you were?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what path were you following?
I served Stygia.
Okay. That's interesting to know. So they... Okay, and gears are turning like crazy.
Sure.
So Stygia existed, but there wasn't a watchtower when you were... Wow. And what arcana do you specialize, I presume, in death and matter?
Death, matter, mind. Mm-hmm. They are all equal to me.
Okay. Would you mind if I scrutinized you a little?
I'm trying to think how she responds to that.
It's very
actually, yeah, she's gonna look and she says, "Were you an initiate? I would be willing to of the Ebon Phoenix. I would be willing to let you, but that is all that I am. That remains is the Ebon Phoenix, and for you to delve into me would bear those secrets."
I understand. It is so something happened or will happen or is happening that so people from your time or things from your time and artifacts of your time kind of exist out of time. And as an acanthus, my focus is on Arcadia, and I'm very interested to see how that time, to try and understand how the ruins we can found you in can have modern fluorescent lights and futuristic computers, but also stone tablets. It's such an interesting juxtaposition, and that's what I was looking to understand.
I can understand that, but also I understand the idea of things beyond understanding. There's things that only the supernal know, or only the true archmasters could study.
Of course.
Do you have any idea why the books were blank?
Oh, in the library. No. I mean, as we said before, they were a vast, repertoire of knowledge, gathered from around the world, all dedicated to the restoration and help of the broken, with a big capital B.
Yeah.
Would it be key if I just superficially examined things from the aspects of time and fate to see if I can learn something about what happened? And how
out
you
of character,
ended up?
what are you talking about?
I'm looking at like doing a, and I'm not sure how this is going to work, like a post-cognition to see if I can catch glimpses of what life was like for her.
Well, to cast post-cognition here, you would basically see just her, like in the Soulstone as it is, because you're casting effectively on a piece of Goetia or a actual Goetia. So you would see the life of that Goetia. The other thing is just that way you don't dig too heavily into it. All attempts at post-cognition on anything Atlantean, just like you can follow it like through our timeline,
Sure,
back to the Big Bang, and that's
okay,
where it
yeah.
stops.
So they literally exist out of time,
Right.
So what about reading the outermost eddies?
Ooh, I don't remember which one that was.
If I'm reading, am I reading that right? Reading the outermost eddies. Oh no, never mind. Not that one. What am I looking for?
What's it do?
Might have to be time. Let me see. Like I said, I have so many things I want
to. So many things to do. So many arcana to spend or cast.
So how about something simple? Interconnections. The spell reveals the marks of fate on people, places, and things the mage observes.
Yeah. Casting a spell. Yeah, she's not going to balk at that.
And yeah, do I have unlimited reach here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're in the soul of a mage. Yeah, sure. If you were in, I'll have to go double check that later. But for now, sure.
Fair enough.
I'm going to turn out and it's going to be just like scouring. Whoops. You can just roll your Gnosis plus Fate plus 5 for all it matters.
Yeah. I don't think I need any... Yeah.
What do I get for that exceptional success I got?
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me that you got 5 successes on that. What'd you want?
So it'll give me a beat, a condition.
Okay. Actually, let's do, because I've been thinking about doing this, let's do a woof. Let's do a flat +2 on your next mind spell. It's not a yantra bonus or anything. It's just a flat +2.
Okay.
So yeah, weird. I think the way that turns out is you try to find connections and you just start to look at the vastness and all the possible connections that she could have across all of time and space. And you start to go, okay, well, we got to go back 65 million years ago. Okay, that'll get us the birth of Earth. And then you go, oh, wait, hang on. No, Big Bang. And just oh, never mind. Bail out.
Yeah.
Do you want to make that into a dramatic failure? Rolling 12 dice and getting 0 successes?
That's pretty dramatic.
Yeah, I think so. This is a pretty dramatic moment for her, so sure. A dramatic failure seems appropriate.
Sure. Okay. So let's think of a condition. What do you think she's feeling after trying that?
Overwhelmed.
Brain overloaded.
There is, let's see.
You got your hero and you finally meet your hero and you're completely tongue-tied. You've been practicing for 15 years what you would say if you ever met them, but you meet them and it's like,
Well, there's the shaken condition, which I think might work. Anytime your character is taking action where that fear, or in this case, being overwhelmed, might hinder her, you can opt to fail the roll and resolve the condition instead.
Okay.
Yeah. And that would then get you a beat.
Sure. Okay.
I think that's what you want to use. I definitely need to dig up some more conditions. Defeated, broken. No, I'm not going to use those. Yeah, I think that's pretty appropriate. And she kind of looks at you as you cast this and, kind of reel back into your seat, I think is kind of the physical reaction that Wyrd might have. And she, are you all right?
It's just, there's so much we don't know. about you and your time and what happened and where it all went. And
she kind of leans over across, from her chair and kind of, pats her knee a little and says, "Will it help anything to know?"
It's like an itch we can't scratch. And to lesser and greater extents, we all feel it. It's this mystery and also like a longing of things lost and the world we believe was or will be so much better than what it is now. And we're constantly reaching for that to try and grasp what was or will be. We don't really understand it. Yes,
but we can find bits that don't make sense. And
every piece we find just produces more questions than answers. And here we are speaking to someone who lived in that place.
Lived is a bit of a dramatic term, but yes.
Well, existed in that time. Like that was your, or will be.
You're the time mage.
Right, yeah, I was just say that's your shtick.
Yes. It's just, there's so much that we don't know.
Well, the Ebon Phoenix, she says, kind of like, says, gather what parts you can, put them together, make something new. Don't dwell on the old, don't dwell on what's past, or I guess don't dwell on what's to be. Deal with what's now. If you have a bunch of broken, mismatched things, put it together and make something new.
That's an interesting perspective.
It's the only one I have.
I understand. I just want to try Mage Sight, just straight, and see if there's any fate or time shenanigans that I can actually sort out.
No, as you
I'm assuming there's going to be all kinds of time shenanigans, but
I mean, because remember, Time Mage Sight just shows you, where people are in like initiative and stuff like that. But there's no time arcana, no time magic on her. She just is, notably, with active Mage Sight on, you can see she is an entity of mind. She is a Goetia. Yeah. Similar to talking to your daemon last episode, it was, it is a entity that is a part, it is a fragment of, of a whole. If there was a Mastigos here, they'd be like, yeah, that is just one of many inner demons,
Any marks of fate on her?
No. And which, for you is probably kind of, odd because normally you see at least some little things here. Right. And she's just devoid of any connection. Actually, I take that back. There is one connection. You can see it to her and to Atratus.
And that would be like fairly weak right now, but with the potential to go stronger.
Right.
It's the mentor.
Yeah. Mentor, mentee. Yep.
Yeah. Man. An Atlantean mage is a mentor. Just. So you don't remember much about
any
your life or who you were? Any?
No. I remember what we stood for. Like if you were to ask me what I ate, I could not tell you a food. I know I ate. If you asked me who I saw and who I helped, I couldn't tell you. I could tell you that we did. I could tell you. I couldn't even tell you the layout of our temple.
But there was a library, and there were books, and
I knew there were guardians. I knew there were judges, but I can't see their faces, which is very upsetting. There is a lot missing. And I know that. And that is why and she, like, looks at Atratus and is like, you know, for all I know, I'm deteriorating and I don't even realize it.
Could you be summoned out of the Soulstone?
With the appropriate magic. Mm-hmm.
So you could come around the temple and see.
Yes.
We'll see about that later. I'm not allowed in right now because I'm not initiated.
We will fix that. And when you are elevated enough, drawing out the Goetia, you know, the fragments of the soul, that is just one of our talents, I think. Let me double check. Is that one of the attainments? I thought it was.
Yeah. Taking bits out of souls and then just like discarding them if they're bad.
Well, yeah, there's that. That's the 5th level. Yeah, 4th level attainment is Goetic Summons. Yeah. So you could literally snap your fingers and be like, come on out.
Okay, here it is. It's kind of empty and sad now, but we're working on it.
Yep. But yeah, so 4th attainment. So, you know, only like 1 billion gnosis needed.
Yeah.
Forgive me if I'm prying, but do you know any fate or time magic?
I do not.
Okay.
Oh, 6 gnosis. That's not bad.
But you do know death.
I do.
Do you... I presume you have some rotes or praxis for the Death Arcana, or are they limited to the Rising or the Ebon Phoenix?
If I tried, I think I could cobble together a spell. But mastered magic, I don't have any memory of any.
Okay. So no rotes or...
Yeah, in mechanical terms,
Yeah.
She has the Arcana. She has no rotes or... Now, she has a bunch of legacy attainments, but yeah.
Sure.
But actual rotes and praxis that one could study or rotes that you could learn, she does not.
Okay.
And she doesn't have like memory of being a person. So
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
She's got the potential for it, but
Yeah, I'd have to look, but yeah, as far as I can see, Damon have your Arcana, but they don't necessarily have your praxis and rotes. Now, were her grimoire or were her soulstone also a grimoire? Then potentially, you know, like a Daemonomicon grimoire merged together.
Mm-hmm.
okay, well.
Have
I know
you
that
ever...
wasn't-
Sorry?
I was gonna say, I know that wasn't like what you're hoping to get out of this. But
It's still amazing
Atlantean Soulstone.
that you exist is incredible, Phoenix.
Thank you. But as you mentioned yourself, you know, for all we know, apparently I could just be something that comes later. And that you will make.
This is true. In which case, our grasping for what we can't reach may have a purpose.
Sure.
Beyond clinging to a past that might be reaching for a future.
Though, since you're here and you've mentioned them, tell me about these watchtowers. And I'm going to use that as a fade to black, unless there's anything else because us at home are like, we know what watchtowers are. We don't need to go over that. If you don't know what a watchtower is, please pick up Mage the Awakening 2nd edition. No, go watch our earlier stuff. We talked about what watchtowers are. So, but yeah, she definitely is very curious about how magic is done now. Or rather, the magic is done the same way as it used to be. It's just now you have to, you know, you pull, you know, Arcana down from a watchtower that you went and signed, as opposed to, you know, because previously, at least based on 1E stuff, Atlantean mages meditated similar to this, and they walked from their soulstone from their own Euros through the Temenos, through the Anima Mundi to the Supernal Realm. But now when we do that, and Second Age, Second Age, I like that. Modern mages, they get out there, and then there's an abyss. Who put this here? And so they cannot cross to the Supernal Realm. So, and so the Watchtower basically gives you that little reach out. So yeah, she's definitely very, very curious about that. But if you guys had other stuff, we can definitely go over that. But it sounded like we were running out of questions and stuff.
I think we've gotten all we can really get here.
Yeah, and I have absolutely no problem with you guys being like, and then we go visit the Phoenix again, and you guys go have chats as background stuff, because I think that's cool and it makes sense. But yeah, as in terms of like scene stuff, I thought we were tapped. So
yeah.
Chat says, "Who the hell are these Exarch guys?" That's going to be a rough one. Yeah. We got to explain the Celestial Ladder, and then the guys who climbed it, and then the guys who broke it. But yeah. So cool. So you guys kind of make your way back out.
Yeah.
Cool. And I know at least you have the beat for it, so go ahead and take that aspiration for meeting the lady in the Soulstone.
Sure.
Also, mine was from last week, but
Yep. Oh no, I've become an infomercial for Mage 2nd Edition. Are you just now catching this? We're almost 60 episodes. We are 60 episodes in.
Is this?
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
Time to retire. No. Nobody gets to retire
someday they're going to catch on.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you guys.
So
I was trying to do the math on how many months that was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, we started mid-March, so 8 months, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to figure out the exact day so we can actually have a proper 1-year celebration. Woo! If we make it that far.
So Atratus, that was amazing and overwhelming, and also incredibly frustrating and very typically Atlantean.
Yeah.
So many questions, no answers.
I mean, honestly, I wasn't expecting much more. I was hoping for more, but just
Same.
From the state she's in of untethered and alone and out of time.
Yeah, I was thinking a lot about that on the flight back from Peru. I had a talk with my own Damon about that, because, I mean, she may end up like that one day. It's kind of sobering to think about, right?
If you leave a Soulstone, you could also just not.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it adds another weight to that decision to do that.
To fragment your soul.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was a thing. It wasn't something to do casually, but it has a whole other level of import now. The act of possibly leaving a fragment of yourself alone in the world.
Yeah, but maybe that fragment finds buddies. Says
yes.
Gabe.
There's, that, and I know you probably know this, but I still need to say it. You know that this is dangerous.
Having an Atlantean Soulstone?
Not it itself, but the fact that you have it. There were people that would do anything to get their hands on this.
Is why I stress not telling anyone about this, because, yeah.
And she does have Hidden Horde cast on it, so it's hard to find.
Yeah.
Like, looking for it, you can't see it, really.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm not an expert on seers in any way, shape, or form, but it seems to me that they would be particularly interested in something like this.
Probably. I mean, lots of people would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just keep your eyes open and be alert.
I'm trying to remember, for the most part, Atratus just keeps it on herself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Radriel, yeah, that's kind of actually what the Ebon Phoenix actually does. But you guys will see that later. Maybe. We'll see.
They basically made like golem assistants for people, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like if you need help, we'll give you a bud.
Yeah. In short, they tried to fix people. They're mentally, and if some people are like, I don't need to be fixed, I just need help, they go, okay, well, let me see what kind of help we can give you. And
here's your emotional support golem.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And sometimes it's like, oh, well, we can't fix this, but also it needs to go, so pluck it out.
Yeah. Those daddy issues you've got, fling. Yep. So cool. Yeah, I imagine you guys chat a little bit more, get some coffee. Well, actually, wait, it's still noonish. Let's not get coffee. Well, I don't know.
I figured it'd probably be like afternoon now that we sat and chilled for a bit. Because it takes an hour to get in.
Mm-hmm, that's true. Some amount of time passes. Yep.
Yeah. It's late afternoon.
Cool.
You and Songbird have been giving me presents, and I haven't really been able to reciprocate. I don't have those skills, but there is something I might be able to do for you as a way of a gift.
Okay.
I know that you've wanted to talk to a vampire for a long time.
I have. And I met one, and we scared him off.
And his two buddies.
I can use shifting the odds to find us a vampire willing to have a friendly chat.
I was wondering, I was like, are you going to put a caveat on find a vampire or not?
Yeah, I want a friend vampire. One who's amenable to chatting with me and not hungry.
Yeah. Shifting the odds is, I don't necessarily know how it's going to happen. Shifting the odds is about the end result, not necessarily how you got there.
Well, we can just go take a walk and see what happens, right? Isn't that how this works?
Gabe goes, I'm coming with.
Of course.
I will set the vampire on fire if necessary.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're fine. Totally fine then.
It's like, wait, hang on. You're actually, okay, never mind. I'm not going to ask questions about it. Let's do this. So, yeah. So I imagine you guys wait till, sun sets. Take a nap so you can be up late.
Yep.
Yeah, it's because we've made friends with the werewolves. We've touched base with the Sun Eaters. I want to get a feel for the people in our territory and at least be on speaking terms with them all.
That's true. Yeah, you have kind of put that stamp down and said, this is our territory, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If push comes to shove, I want to be able to have vampire friends if I need them.
Or, if nothing else, know the ones to avoid.
We know the boss's name. It was something very stereotypical. It was like Lucian something.
I'm going to have to go back to that episode and find it, because I'd forgotten I gave them that name. Hang on, let me get a pen and paper.
It was like, let's make up a vampire name. What is the most vampire name you can think of?
Dude, I went to vampire name generator, click, that one. So, yes. Cool. Are you rolling that, Greg?
Yep.
Okay. Quick, while she's gone. We'll plan. Or not.
Shutting up the Discord noises.
All right. So one reach for
the find it in an hour.
Okay.
And I got a couple extras, so I'll go for advanced duration.
Okay.
Just in case.
That makes sure the spell lasts for an hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well, it's a duration spell anyway, so I'm
Right, but you would have to be advanced duration to get. Otherwise, it's just a handful of turns.
Mm-hmm. All right, so 7, 5, 11. Let's 3 successes.
All right. Is that a praxis?
I'm just checking. Where did I put my stuff? Rote praxis.
Yeah, I thought you had that one as.
It is a
something.
rote, but
okay.
I didn't cast it as a rote, so that's fine. I need to make that a practice.
Yep. I mean, and it is okay to have both. You just have to declare before you roll what you're using
Which
it
one
as.
you're using it as.
Yeah. Cool. You cast that spell, as the sun goes down, and I imagine you guys link arms and skip off into the downtown New York Wednesday night. We're going looking for vampires, and somewhere Songbird goes, something is wrong. Something is terribly wrong. And so, you guys head out, start walking towards, places where people are, because let's be honest, that's where the vampires are.
Yep.
And kind of paint a picture here of the imago. Craig, how what is leading you? Because let's be honest, you could use an app. You could use handy little social media, meetup, Tinder, and flip through, and here's a guy.
Match the vampire,
right? What is the tool that Before we mentioned, you saw a little pixie flying around in the library.
Sure. Well, it wasn't necessarily pixies, but like it was something that caught her eye.
Right.
So it would be like a book that's slightly out of place with the other ones, or has a bit of a scuff on them cover or something. So that's kind of how she usually works. Is she's just moving through crowds and looking for something that catches her eye.
Gotcha.
So it might be somebody with like a collar half up, half down, or somebody with a hat at a slight
jaunty
angle.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Or just something that catches her eye and fixes her attention.
Okay. Go ahead, both of you, and roll Gnosis plus. Actually, no, that wouldn't even matter. I apologize. So as you are kind of walking amongst the people of New York, as sun has set. And bear in mind, of course, this is the world of darkness. So while New York is a terrific, wonderful city and stuff like that, there's a lot more gargoyles on the skyscrapers. There's a lot more heavy stone and Gothic stuff, and mixed in amongst lots of stuff that's got more ornamentation and changeling kind of vibe, and all those things are kind of all mixed together. And as you're kind of moving amongst the press of people, just kind of out of the corner of your eye, just down an alley, there's always, some people who are kind of, the wretched, the homeless, people who are not well off. And amongst them is one that weird, it catches your eye. And all of these are, these huddled folks who are just kind of down. And fortunately, it's April, so it's still chilly, but it's not as brutal as, February had been, and stuff like that. And notably, I think the thing that stands out for Wyrd is I think you catch that they're not shivering. Like other people, they're cold, they're bundled up and stuff like this. And this one is just kind of sitting, contentedly, quietly. And you just kind of feel this tug.
Can I have my mage side on? Because that had been my plan, was to just go for a walk with mage side on and look for the corpses.
Oh, that's very true. If you want to spend... Yeah, the reason...
Yeah, I was going to spend a mana and keep it up.
Cool. Is it mana for more than... Is it willpower? I think it's willpower.
Yeah.
Because it's mana, I think... One. Yeah, I think it's mana to turn on the other arcana. Mana to add a common or inferior. So it'll be a willpower to make it last longer. Yeah, you can do that. That works too. So I think Wyrd, you kind of pull up to a stop and look over, and Atratus follows the gaze and goes, Yep, that's a dead body.
All right. So let's just arm in arm take a stroll down the alley.
Okay.
Ash's face is saying, "I totally want to do this, but this is such a bad idea." So yeah, you guys kind of bebop your way down, and
these are kind of weird people. Like she's not dressed like that right now, but this is her.
Yeah, she's used to living that life.
Yeah.
And
so,
go ahead.
She'll try and just, shuffle up and squat and just start talking to the folks sort of casually, and start
to like
them.
Just kind of everybody.
Yeah, like as the crowd, and start offering some coins and bills and stuff to folks to say, hey, go get a coffee. Here's something for some smokes if you need them.
Cool.
That kind of stuff. But I'm keeping an eye on the other guy while I'm doing that.
Okay. And what about Atratus? Are you beelining or?
No, probably sticking with Wyrd on this just because I'm not super comfortable just like walking up into an alley full of people at night.
Sure. Yeah, so like
I understand the parameters of the spell where find a vampire that is nice.
Right.
That doesn't cover everybody else here.
Right.
And we may not find him right away. Like this might be the bad guy and then the nice guy comes and saves us or something. Like
that's true. The thing you mentioned after the fact, similar to, like LifeWeb shows us only the living things in the house as the door locks. Wyrd, go ahead and roll. I'm trying to remember what the thing is. I think it's streetwise. Yes.
Sure.
Socialize, because you're chatting with these folks, so you're not trying to gather information, which I believe is streetwise. Socialize, which I will give you a +1 to. It's not a specialty, but you have mentioned multiple times this is your people, and let's just do presence. You're not trying to make them do anything. You're just trying to fit in with them. So yeah, presence plus socialize +1.
Okay.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, and so as people, and so I'm going to ask you, now that you've gotten your success, are you trying to nudge these people away and kind of give yourself some room, or are you trying to make sure there's a lot of witnesses?
So I'm thinking that like I'm giving them money for coffee or a sandwich or something like that, and these folks are going to say, and I'm trying to let them know that I'm one of them.
Right.
And I'm thinking that now that they have this, they're going to go and get coffee and cigarettes.
Right. That's what I was picking up, but I wanted to double check. Yeah. So the place starts to clear out a little bit.
Trying to clear them out without looking like I'm trying to clear them out.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And most of them are super happy. Sun has just set, so it's still, a little bit early in the night. They have a chance to actually go get something. Like instead of that crappy late night place, they might actually manage to go find something. And so a lot of them are appreciative and kind of patting you on the shoulder and thanks, lady. And the place starts to very quickly empty out, except for this one body who hasn't gotten up at all, but you can now see is like turned and is watching you. And you can see eyes, and they're wrapped up in not quite balaclava level face mask, but there's jacket on jacket with a hoodie, that's kind of tugged tight. And so basically you've just got these kind of beady, like kind of reddened eyes watching you. And it's basically all you can make out in the light.
So as the last guy sort of wanders away, I look at him and say, "Hey, friend." And
is kind of not super thick, but a bit of an accent to it's a kind of Grecian middle of it, a Mediterranean accent, and kind of looks up and says, "Hello.
Can I buy you a coffee, maybe a sandwich or something?"
Don't think so.
All right. You okay talking?
I'm talking to you.
Cool. So what's your story?
It's mine. You don't have any right to it.
No.
Kind of looks over to Atratus, who I'm sure for the most part has been quiet this entire time.
I just wanted to come and just sort of like sit down beside him.
I was just trying to make conversation.
Conversation's free.
Yeah, I don't have any right to your story. I was just asking. It's up to you to share it or not.
What do you want? Yeah. Kind of looking at Atratus.
I've wanted to meet up with the local vampires.
You believe in vampires?
Yeah.
Groupies.
No.
I say, friend, you have no idea.
I want to get a feel for who's in my area. Not my area, but
your territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not bringing any trouble.
Just wanted to, I guess, make acquaintances.
Mm-hmm. Is that so? And kind of pulls the hood back off and kind of pulls this scarf thing down, and you can see this guy is looks very much like a leper. There's some sores, skin is kind of flaked away, and there's these kind of red spots that are more pinkish and pale than the red spot should be. For those of you at home, and Ash already knows, this is Nosferatu. Very, very uncomfortable to look at. Which, by the way, Vampire the Requiem did them so well because, they don't have to be necessarily ugly. They could just have weird whispers, or their shadows go the wrong way, or something disconcerting. But this guy is kind of very classic Nosferatu. His face is actually fairly handsome if it weren't for these sores,
the rotting
and stuff.
Yeah.
And kind of looks and says, "Still want to talk?"
Yeah. Do you want to talk here, or let's keep it in public?
That's probably for the best, all the rules considered. And you did just run off all my eating.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Plenty around to find.
They'll be back. They know who takes care of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want to talk to a vampire, huh?
Yeah. I wanted to just sort of touch base.
Reaches over, touches your shoulder. Touch.
Very funny.
I know. So she wants to talk to vampires. What's your thing?
I'm her friend.
Damn good friend. Your friend says she wants to talk to vampires, and you just walk along down an alley.
I have a knack for finding things I'm looking for.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your thing?
Speaking with the dead.
I mean, present company not excluded? Wait. Flip that. Not included, you mean?
Yeah. Ghosts, mostly.
That's cool. You can call me Tassos.
Hey, Tassos. You can call me Wyrd.
Yep.
With a Y.
I see. It's a joke. I got it. And as you guys are talking, he kind of uncurls a little bit and kind of sits upright. And you can see, compared to the rest of the people that you've been talking to, where they the effects of being homeless have definitely deteriorated. He's looks fairly fit, and a lot of the clothing is kind of just to hide his figure and cover his skin. And he says, "Okay, so what can your new friend Tassos tell you?"
I was hoping to get some sort of agreement.
Mm-hmm.
More of a... I mean, we have the official rules, right, of don't screw with each other in public property.
Right.
But we've also been making inroads with the other folks around. We've friendly terms with werewolves, friendly terms with the Geists. Do you know the Geists? They're people with ghosts for souls, roughly.
You might know them as sin eaters.
I don't know them as nothing.
Okay.
They don't sound like good eating, so I'll be honest.
No, I doubt. They don't bleed. They have ectoplasm, not blood.
Yeah, so not good eating. Not really on my list. Though...
No. Handy for us to have.
It might be interesting to study. They're good in daylight.
Yeah,
they're dead, but okay in daylight.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're dead, but not.
I'm dead, but
they
not.
still have like heartbeats, don't they?
Sure, but
when I look at them, I do not see a dead person.
Right.
Yeah, they died and made a deal to come back.
Yeah, they're not
cheaters.
They are undead in the sense that they're alive again, kind of.
And, cheaters isn't a bad analogy, I guess.
Yeah, they did kind of cheat that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of pulls out of a little like cargo pants pocket, pulls out a small little notepad, flip, 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 and writes in like Greek, very, very hasty, utterly illegible to anybody but himself. Just very rough handwriting. Just writes a little note and says, "Huh, where are those at?"
Jersey.
It's not far. Huh.
Yeah.
And werewolves? Really?
Did you not know about the werewolves?
Up on... I can't remember what they were. Oh. Yeah. No, I've had a run-in. And they put up with you?
Yeah, they're bros.
Yeah. They're not fans of mine, but,
So...
yeah, we're just looking to coexist with folks and come up with ways to make sure we're not causing trouble for each other.
Well, somehow I don't think that my coterie is going to run into your group very often. I think that, well, do most of you dress like her or like you?
I mean, there's no real most of us. It's kind of just whatever.
Oh, your little group.
Probably more like Atratus than me.
Yeah, I don't think you guys are going to run into me in my coterie. We like the gutters.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, we just wanted to lay out a sort of, I'm looking for sort of a mutual non-aggression assistance deal. Namely that if something is causing a problem for you, it might also be a problem for us. So...
the sorcerers want to make an alliance with the dead guys?
I do. I can't speak for the New York mages in general. I think that's probably a no.
What about you, Wyrd?
I'm a live and let live kind of person, as long as you're not, doing significant amounts of harm.
Yeah.
No, I just drink blood from homeless people.
I mean, are you leaving them dead in the gutters?
Fuck no.
Or are you just taking what you need? Because that's fine.
Don't kill the cow, just milk it.
That's fine.
Yeah, I see no problem with this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Shit. Why not? Okay, I agree.
Right. Nice. Should we like put that in writing, I guess?
Do you need to put it in writing?
No. I mean,
would it really matter to you?
We don't have like courts to enforce this.
That's kind of my thought.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You run into another leech running around here in the gutters, down here in lower Manhattan. You say Tassos thinks you're okay, and that might help you a little bit.
Sounds good. And yeah, if trying to think of a way for you to find us. Because you can't read our signs, right?
Probably not.
Do you have any ideas for how we can let them contact us if they need to?
There's a big toothy grin. He says, you could give me your address.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Oh, no, it's fine. You just have to, just don't tell me that I can come in. That doesn't work.
Nah.
I didn't think so.
Nah. Also, it's not like my house, so.
What about, I don't know. I mean, you guys are out tonight. You have a day job I can leave a message with. You got a post office box. People use post office boxes? Oh, fuck. Here. Pulls his... All right, what's your phone number?
Weird.
Yep. I'll give him my phone number.
Okay. Yeah, you got the burners.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. All right. Sends a text. Pops up on your phone. Literally says, hi. Oh,
yep.
Okay. Add the phone number to a mage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're pretty handy to have around.
I've also heard you guys are complete know-it-all assholes, but...
Probably true also. Depends on how you catch us.
Sure.
Are all vampires the same?
Oh, hell no. But that's my point.
Yeah.
We've met a couple. One threatened to dissect us.
That sounds like my people.
She was in a very fancy house with very big dogs and...
Yeah, really into dogs.
Julia?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know her.
I mean, she fancy place into dogs. I can narrow down. I can play Guess Who. Yeah. Julia Kahn. She's all right.
She ended up being okay with us too, although she did want to dissect us.
Yeah, she.
I mean, I want to dissect you, but doesn't mean I'm about to.
That's fair. We also met some at a party. Fake names. He called himself George, but...
Oh, yes, George. I know George.
Yeah, definitely George, right?
Yeah.
They seem nice enough, but we ran them off accidentally.
Well, I mean, other than folks like myself, we all seem nice enough.
I mean, more that they were cruising for a meal, but weren't trying to hurt anyone. Or...
I mean, yeah.
Kill anyone.
Killing tends to be more noticeable, so yeah.
Personally, I don't have a problem with you all doing your thing as long as like no one gets seriously injured. Live and let live, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, trust me. Everybody here that you actually, yeah. Thank you. But yeah. All the people that you fed tonight that feed me, they're safe.
Good.
Are your coterie all like you?
Yeah.
Are there other coteries in Lower Manhattan?
I mean, there's some that feed down here, but I mean, it's Manhattan. We're all over the place, but As far as I know, we're the only ones who live here, down here.
Okay.
The rest.
The reason I'm asking is because Lower Manhattan is sort of our territory, and we just like to have an eye on what's going on around us. That's all.
I can appreciate that. Yeah, no, we're the only ones who have claimed territory down here. Not to say others won't come feed. Yeah, but our people, and kind of motions down the alley farther, and says, those are ours. They're off limits. The rest of you, well, you got to fend for yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But these ones, we keep an eye on. They're kind of like us.
Good.
And some of them make good research subjects. You don't kill them. I actually try to help them. Sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. You ever heard of Dracula?
Yeah.
Like the book?
Like the man. The original. Walk in Daylight. Yeah. That's what we strive for. That's what we research. Yeah. You wouldn't care. But, well.
It's kind of neat.
I know. I think we might have a lot more in common than you think.
He kind of sits up and says, "You up for a walk?"
Sure.
With a vampire?
Absolutely.
In the night, down an alleyway?
As long as we're staying in public.
Up till the end, we'll be in public.
And what's at the end?
My lab. No, really, I have a lab. And that is where we're going to pause it real quick because we're running a little bit past our normal break time, but we started late, so I think this is a good spot, especially because I get to end with a
Sure.
And cliffhanger. Not really, but kind of. So yeah, thanks guys for joining us. Come join us on Discord. That's yeetinto.space. To join us on Discord and chat. It's absolutely terrific. And then if you want to support us monetarily, you can go to patreon.com/occultists anonymous, but that's really, really long. Who wants to type that? Just type staylucky.club. And you can support us monetarily. That's totally cool. Both places, I believe, have links to Drive to RPG if you want to support us through affiliate stuff. And because I was in a big rush, I forgot to mention, but Mummy the Curse is on Kickstarter right now. Go check it out. It looks absolutely terrific. They have new rules for cults that should be out next Tuesday, and I'm super excited. This past week I was looking at stuff. Rebuke the Vizier is back. So yes, crazy mummies can go, no spellcasting for you. And they can just shut a mage down for a little bit. It's very fun. I look forward to it.
Just gonna have fun throwing those at us.
Yeah, no, I probably won't throw them that often at you because that would be dumb. There's a mage campaign, not a mummy campaign. But yeah, they definitely got to meet a mummy, right, guys? So
we got 2 more temples to visit.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And plus, who knows what else might be in New York if you guys go wandering around and bump the wrong object. Oh, no, you wake up a mummy from his tomb. Legitimately, that's actually how some of the mummies wake up. If their tomb gets disturbed, they just wake up and go all Imhotep on the and grab and yank and yeah. It's not great. So yes, thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back on the next episode with more adventures without Songbird, where he's going to rant and rave, and I can't wait for Chris to watch these episodes.
He's going to be real happy with these decisions he made.
So upset. All the adamantine arrow, like he's going to sign you up for self-defense classes or something. Yeah, Radriel says Songbird is going to have some things to say about this. Yes, which we look forward to. So those of you on Twitch, we'll be right back. YouTube folks, tell us in the comments or hop on Discord and tell us what you think is going on in the evil lab. Well, it's not evil. It's just a vampire lab. It might be evil, but we don't know that yet. So until next time, guys.
Stay lucky.